Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of French Fries and Feelings. I am Justine,
And I'm Natasha.
and we have another very, very special guest. Spuds, please give a round of applause for Patrick Borja. Did I say your last name correctly?
It's actually Borja, but good
Borja.
attempt. Yeah.
You know, when you're like a Latina, you never know if the J is a Y or an H sound.
Oh, gotcha.
It gets complicated. But Patrick, thank you so much for joining us today. How about you tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right. Well, professionally or so currently work as a care manager at a wonderful nonprofit. And like Natasha, I focus on geriatric case management. I'm also the owner of a business where I focus on stretching people and training them called Tandem Wellness. So something I just started and very excited to be launching.
So exciting. Okay, so Patrick and I met, what, like 7 years ago now?
I want to say that, yeah, 2019.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh
Was
my
it 2019?
gosh.
2018? 2019.
2019 for me.
Yeah. Oh my God. Um, so when we met at work and it was just like instant. Like I was like, oh, that's my person. That's my battle buddy.
We were joking that we had a little neighborhood and it was like a group of us. And I mean, we just found camaraderie. And I mean, I found, friendship, love, and support in that community that I actually don't think I had found, at least not at that level, in a professional work set, full-time setting. So to that, Natasha and, everyone, we know who we're talking about. I just
Yeah.
say thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so Patrick, tell us a little of how you got into the social services, geriatrics, this world a little bit.
All right. I'm gonna make this a long story short. When I was in school, I didn't really know what I was gonna do. I think a lot of listeners can relate to that. I was into political science. I'm still, unfortunately, very much into politics, for the good and the bad. But usually, when you're doing a political science degree, you go to law school. That's just like the usual track. I ended up getting into law school, and by the time I was about to commit to it, I had already been working at a law firm for about a year, and I just knew it wasn't for me. But I also wanted to continue working with people, helping people, but I wanted something a little bit more personable. Um, it also didn't help that every lawyer I worked with said, go to law school, but don't be a lawyer. Probably a product of the time, post recession, probably dating myself right now. But so then I looked up happiest careers. I found physical therapy. I went back to school. I ended up doing pre-med. And
Patrick, whoa, wait a minute.
yeah.
Okay.
I
Wait.
did like the prereqs for physical therapy school, which are intense. As a
Ah,
poli sci major, I got away from a lot of the sciences, but I had to like go and take each and every single one of them, all around New York. And, that's bio, that's chemistry, anatomy. Anatomy was fun. Chemistry and physics, not so much personally. No offense to anyone who loves them, more power to you guys. But um, by the time I was gonna go to PT school, it was around just before the pandemic, and I just also felt like it just wasn't the right thing for me by that point. And I also had a bit of an education background before, so with the medical stuff, with the legal stuff, and with the education background, I applied to a social work job. I ended up getting it, and I've been there for 7 years almost. So it just sort of happened, and I'm really happy it did.
no, no, seriously. And I've never met anyone who is an overachiever like me. I feel very seen because once upon a time I also wanted to go into law school and I almost went to nursing school and I could still go to nursing school, but probably not because I like to travel and I like to live my life. Um, so what exactly has drawn you to stay in this field? Because you can go in multiple different directions, but what is it that keeps you here?
It's that personability. I mean, I had this supervisor who was wonderful, and the best thing I think she ever said to me was, "You have to be where the client is." And with that simple phrase, it just communicates relatability. It communicates listening. It communicates being okay with your client not being ready to have home care services or meals on wheels. And it also lets, that water roll off your back in a way, because I feel like not only as social workers, case managers, but as Latinos, I feel like we just go above and beyond when it comes to like caring for our seniors, and we almost take a personal responsibility. And I feel like that helped me take a step back. I mean, we all know when we're dealing with a case that is a little difficult, how the temperature could rise. That helps you take that step back when you notice, hey, I'm not honoring my best self or my best practices. I've always preached that a case manager should be, what I've always said about my style of case management is all my clients are my constituents and they're voting for me. And I'm trying to get them to trust me. I'm trying to explain to them what I can do, what I can't do, and promise what I actually can do. And through that trust, through that working, trusting relationship, I'm also able to understand where they are and know, okay, I don't necessarily have to handhold this person. You don't have to handhold everybody. I've had seniors say thank you for not patronizing me. I think that was one of the most touching things I've heard someone say in my 7 years. But you could also sort of like organize yourself a bit better. Like these are the clients that are more high need. These are the clients that I can send an email to with an application and then follow up with them.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
it just, especially when you're working for agencies where the job is you have 60 plus clients, it really helps keep yourself organized. And I know Natasha's very organized, but I can tell from our conversations that you're also very organized as well.
Yeah, I mean, we have to be with 60 plus clients. Like you have to, like you said, like categorize certain people, like who can, who can't, who will. Um, and I think I've had the same conversation with some clients of, like, thank you for allowing me my autonomy. Thank you for allowing me to still re have some independence in aging. Because so many people, and myself, once upon a time, we kind of generalize that population with, oh, well, you've reached this age, you're just not capable anymore, when that's the furthest thing from it.
Yeah, I think like what my favorite thing is, it really taught me how to listen to people.
Yeah.
And also, I know this sounds a bit trite, but listen to what's there, but also listen to what's not there, what's not being said.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So in dealing with your large caseload and life in general, um, tell us, how do you deal with things, anything?
I am a firm believer of the airplane rule. You put your mask on first, and then you can help anyone around you. Um, so, as caretakers, because we all are caretakers at different levels,
Hmm.
um, I make sure that I can pour. You can't pour from an empty cup. I work out. I have other interests. I'm a bit of a workaholic, like I mentioned. I started my own business. I'm seeing my own clients in a completely different discipline. Um, and for me, I'm just a creature of order. I know my to-do list when I'm walking in. and or by 10 a.m. at least, I know what my to-do list is. The first half hour or so, I'm like planning out my day, like how it's gonna go, even though most of the time you always get that phone call which kind of interrupts the flow of things. But I mean, that's what you're there for. You're there to listen, you're there to triage, you're there to figure it out. And
Yeah.
there's a certain joy in being able to do that, you know? I mean, I think that's something with the seniors in particular that I really love is that they understand that. When you tell someone, I'm so sorry I didn't get back to you, there was an emergency, they understand that because they've been through that in their own work life a lot of
Yeah.
time. So just, you know, having that understanding of self and also doing something fun. I mean, I have a very active social life. I overcommit sometimes, but also when that happens, I know when I just want to be at home and I just exercise my boundaries. And I think that's the most important thing, and probably the thing that a lot of case managers um, either understand or they're learning how to do.
Absolutely. Like I preach to everyone, like you need to set boundaries, not only at work, but with your clients as well. Or
Especially with your clients.
yeah.
They will run you through the mud, let me tell you. But I'm sure the both of you have had that experience. Um, I know you guys work together. I don't know if you guys have maybe like a shared experience of a client story, or maybe like individual clients that you guys remember working together that really stuck out for you. Patrick, I don't know if you have one that maybe you might have shared with Natasha or something separate, but maybe a specific client case management story that is really impactful for you.
I think one of the more impactful ones for me is one that centers on independence and on like wishes. I mean, we are working with clients who are older and they're in the phase of their life where they're thinking about what happens after, right? And you could really get lost in the dwelling of that. A person could easily just like give up. But where I see them not giving up, I want to encourage that, right? I mean,
Mhm.
I had this one client. It was my first year actually. And I feel like the first year clients are always so easy to remember because you're still new to the position. You're still learning what your boundaries are, what the role is, and exactly, you know, what kind of support you have when you're trying to do something. And I think one of the biggest things I did was this client is a painter. He ended up having
That's
like a
literally
whole
the same story I was going to talk about.
yeah. He's one of my I would say proudest moments. Um and he's somebody who was such a joy to work with and who we connected right away. And originally I was just there to help him complete a Meals on Wheels thing. But then he told me the story of how he wanted to finish this painting but then he had like a medical situation which caused him to lose the use of his hand. But through the brush strokes, he sort of like through using his brush to continue painting, he regained that mobility and he was able to finish his magnum opus. And the one wish that he had was for it to be framed. And when I went back to my supervisor about the story, and then we went to our director, and I like called up a few places, everybody wanted to help this man. And it was just so, it was luck. It was that community support. I mean, the art industry is already something that can be so, it's like flaky. I mean, these businesses managed to stay open through so much, and then they were willing to be generous enough to do the framing at a cheaper cost. And we were able to cover that cost through our program. And we really like the smile on his face and the gratitude in his voice every time I called him afterwards. That just, I've done a lot of cases that have been more on the intense side, but for me, that has been my personal favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that. Like, you worked really hard on that case, and you even advocated to our director at the time, like, no, like, this needs to get done, and I'm going to do what it takes to get it done. Like, regardless of whatever they were telling you, like, you were just like, yeah, that's great, but I'm doing this.
Since then, I've learned what I can and cannot do. I mean, not that I wouldn't do this again. I know the process on how to do it, so I'd actually be more likely to do something like this. But that whole politician promise that I started with, it's that trusting relationship. I mean, you're not going to hit it off with every client in the same way instantly,
Yeah,
but that whole speech about like, these are your rights. This is what I can do. This is what I can't do.
for
We
sure.
can work along within this like realm, and that's more than enough to get you to where you want to be at this point, or maybe where you need to be if it's a more difficult thing. um it's all about the working relationship with the client.
Yeah, definitely. But tell us a little about this amazing business that you started because you've been in that field for quite some time, and now you're just this boss man taking over.
So thank you. So I've been working at a stretching studio for actually longer than I've been doing case management. um the other side of the story to the end of the physical therapy was it's incredibly difficult to get into a physical therapy school program. I mean, they only take like 10 to 20 people per class. And I didn't want to go to a school where I was going to pay essentially owe six figures and make five. The math just wasn't mathing for me. And even though I still love what I did, I'm a firm believer in that the universe provides. I felt like, especially with like those physics and chemistry classes, I was trying to fit a puzzle piece where it just didn't fit. And, once I was like, all right, let's see what else is out there, I found this company, and I'd already been doing I was already a physical therapy aide for about 3 years. So I had the qualifications to get into stretch therapy. And that's been wonderful. I worked for a startup that has since gone on to do some amazing things. But after doing something for such a long time, you're just ready to evolve. And I've been very lucky to have like support not only from my friends who said, "Oh, why don't you just do your own thing?" Or, some mentors who have basically said the same thing. But my own clients said, "So what's next? What's next?" I haven't even had to like bring anything up to them. They've just said, "Okay, like we're excited for like the next thing. How can we get there?" And this is even before I decided to like start my own business. And I have learned a lot over the last 5 months in putting together Tandem Wellness. And I'm basically ready to launch and start seeing people Wednesday to Friday evenings, and then slowly branch out into the rest of the week. When something
Mhm.
is like as meaningful, like with case management, it's just so beautiful what we can accomplish with a person, but sometimes that can take so long,
Yeah.
right? And the caretaker in me is almost like craving a quicker hit. Like, okay, how do we help someone out by the end of an hour, right? And my experience in personal training, physical therapy, even my experience in social work has like leaked in. And it's again about finding that connection with your clients and seeing your people and your community and identifying what the goal is, and then just seeing what it takes to get there, and then just helping someone get there while you're physically actually stretching them, and you're guiding them through exercises, because my program is going to be a combination of both. um, you really get to like understand somebody and then their motivation. A lot of people like to talk about motivational interviewing. It's sort of similar where like you're getting to know someone unless they want a quiet session, in which case you just learn their body in a quiet way. um, but yeah, it's been such a cool experience. I mean, I never thought I was going to learn how to do like website optimization or marketing or this sort of thing, but it's been really, really cool.
That's amazing. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
So, for you, you have so many things on your plate, so many successes. I mean, so many stories of clients and experiences. What do you want for yourself next?
Well, I'm the main thing right now, besides continuing to help out my clients in social work, because I wouldn't be able to launch a business without a full-time job. It's just I'm somebody who does not like to take that big of a risk. I mean, it's just I'm very lucky to still be working at the company that I'm working at, and it's been great. And we're constantly learning new things, developing new programs. So the I just have a love for learning, and I feel like I'm somebody, and I feel like Natasha, you've said this before, we could be in school for the rest of our lives and be content.
Yeah.
Like I could literally, if I could travel and be in school, like study abroad for the rest of my life, I'd be very happy. But reality has a different plan for me. And when there's a plan, you adapt. And I've learned how to do that over these last couple of years, whenever there are changes to a plan. But I still want to see the world. I want to see this business grow. And I want to continue to help empower people. I mean, that's been my goal since I wanted to be an immigration lawyer, or at least I thought I wanted to be an immigration lawyer. It's been to help, empower other people. I've been so privileged in so many ways. But there's a difference between someone who's like privileged and lending a hand and someone who has had the privileges that I've had and has also learned to listen and
Yeah.
understand, and especially within our community. When it's your own people that are there to help guide and support you, it's just a lot easier for seniors. It's a lot easier for people who are trying to change their fitness or trying to not feel uncomfortable when they're walking or sitting at a desk, or they're trying to like finish that next marathon, you know? We've got one life and there are just so many different pathways, and it's just so interesting, like helping someone along to their next finish line, you know?
You're amazing. And as far as like studying abroad, I think Justine would love that.
Oh
The
my
best thing
God.
in
Listen,
life.
listen. I once upon a time had this dream when I was an undergrad going on semester at sea, which is like
Wow.
it's like this boat that just travels around the world for a semester and you get to like have these different cultural experiences while also taking college courses. And it was my actual dream. I love traveling, and I think that traveling really teaches you a lot about yourself and about a lot of different cultures and how to better connect with people. I think it's especially important in the line of work that we do, to know the different forms of communication and how, people can be receptive to different things. I wish my goal in life is to just be a professional traveler. Like, just give me a plane ticket, preferably first class, because I'm bougie, even though I don't have bougie money
Gotta use those
yet.
credit card points.
Okay, because I got me some credit card points. I do, but I'm holding on to it for a rainy day. But yeah, I love the idea of traveling and having those worldly experiences. I think it makes me better at what I do and working with other people. And I think that, well, I mean, I wish that people in social work, or in mental health fields who work with different communities could have that experience, like having some sort of like global social work or social services program, right? Where you
Mhm.
get to learn about what mental health looks like, from different cultural perspectives.
That
And
would be amazing.
yeah, and actually I've thought about this when I was in graduate school. I read a book called Crazy Like Us or Crazy Like Me. And it was essentially a book about four different mental health disorders in the DSM-5 and how it looks different or the symptomology is expressed differently in other places in the world and kind of how Western culture has really tried to, I guess, place mental health into a box of what it's supposed to look like, but it's not actually what it is for everyone, right? And so having global experiences and different cultural experiences really teaches you that, depression looks different for everyone, aging looks different for everyone, anxiety looks different for everyone. So I wish maybe this is the beginning of a business venture where
I was gonna say, I was like, this sounds like French Rice's feelings are going international. We're
and
going on the
that's
road.
fine by me. Delta, hit me up, girl. Sponsor me. I have your Platinum Amex. I only got it because I could get into the Sky Lounge, but now I can't. But,
She's a Delta girly.
I'm a Delta girly, and I'm Puerto Rican, so JetBlue, I love you too, boo. Um, shout out to San Juan. Yeah, sponsor us. Let's go. Take me places. I have a passport. I do have a lot of pages filled, but that's fine. I could just order a bigger one. I'm ready to go.
There's just something like I recognize there's a male privilege to me saying what I'm about to say, but there's just something about traveling by yourself. I
Hmm.
I'm so lucky to have the community that I have in New York. I'm a New Yorker forever. I love my home state. I love my city. I'm very proud to be a New Yorker. Uh, but going on a trip by yourself, it's almost like a reset. It's like nobody knows who you are. It's like
Literally.
there's like
It's very freeing.
yeah, and it's just like okay, this I get my chance to be either my best self or like maybe I don't have to you know, do what I normally do here and like try to like keep up the appearance, right? Maybe you just
Yeah.
let yourself go and like you just have a great time. Both are great. Um, but it's just so liberating. And I'm wondering if you've had that experience. If either of you have had that experience.
I've solo traveled once, and I do feel like it's a very freeing experience. Like you said, you can choose who you get to be because no one knows you. No one cares what you have to offer or who you are, where you came from, or any of the things. Um, so yeah, I think it was one of my favorite trips because I didn't it was like no inhibitions. Like it was like I don't care, and I had a great time.
Yeah, no, no. No, I could never travel by myself because I would be sick of myself by hour 26. Like, what do you mean I have to only be by myself? And if you allow me, I'll just I don't know. I don't know what I would do. I feel like I'm someone, and maybe this is because I'm in my friend group, it's always a bunch of us that are always traveling together. And so I'm used to having that collective experience with
Mm.
people. And I think my favorite part of traveling is getting to experience these things with other people. So the thought of having to do it alone makes me scared, I
I
think.
mean, I love traveling with my friend groups, but I always feel like I'm on a timetable, and solo travel is like I can get up when I want, I can do what I want. I don't have to worry about anyone else's input. I could just do whatever the hell I want to do.
And that's fair. That's fair. Except I will be the one to be like, oh, I'm gonna take a nap. And then I wake up and the sun is gone and the day is also gone.
So
So
that just means it's a night trip for you.
you're right. You're right. Maybe I will travel. Yeah,
At
no.
least one trip. At
You
least
got to
one.
find a place that you're comfortable going. I kind of cheated a little bit with mine. I went to Puerto Vallarta,
Ooh,
and
that's not
I'm a gay man who speaks Spanish, who's debatably attractive. I was gonna have a good time. I got there, I was yawning. I was at the infinity pool, and these guys just came up to me and they were like, why are you yawning? You're in PV. I'm like, I just got here. And they're like, what's your name? And I'm like, I'm Patrick. It's like, what are you doing for dinner? You're not doing anything? We're gonna get dinner. And they ended up being my friends on the trip. We
That's
just
awesome.
happened to stay at the
I
same like
love
Airbnb.
that. I love that. See, okay, maybe I'm inspired. I just have to decide where I'm gonna go. Maybe Europe. I love Europe. I've been to like almost half of the countries in Europe, so I will keep you guys posted. Except here's the problem. If I ever decided that I wanted to go somewhere by myself, my friends would never forgive me. I would be disowned. So we have to
So
work on
you
that.
just have to go somewhere that you've already been, so they can't be mad.
Or just be frank. Just I really want to see
Right.
how it feels like to go by myself. If they're your friends, they're gonna understand that.
Well,
See,
listen.
there you go.
Listen, you must not know my friends. But I love all of these stories and I love your business ventures and you have, inspired me to think about traveling by myself. Um, and the next steps for you, right? And the passions and the things that draw you to stay in this field and helping people when you could have gone elsewhere. I think it speaks a lot to your path and your destiny, which I know a lot of people don't like to use, but I think that if you are in human services, it's not because you do it for a check, it's because you do it because, it's a calling, it's your destiny. And to be able to make others people feel comfortable and feel safe is definitely a talent. And you are definitely one of them. So thank you for all the work that you do.
Thank you, Justine, for saying that. I really, really appreciate that. I was gonna counteract what you said and say, maybe you do a friend trip and you start with your a night on your own, but that caught me off guard. I really appreciate that. It
And thank you. I will run that by my friend group. I'll drop it in the group chat and then I'll keep you posted. It probably will be like girl bye and that's it.
well, I think we should ask, the listeners, like, do you all think Justine should like start with a night of her
Ooh,
own, like on a trip?
see, the people gotta
Like
talk, eh?
I gotta say, so like there's something about Europe. Everywhere in the world that I've been has been great to me. I feel like I have an angel looking out for me. Like I just meet the right people. But something about Europe in particular, there's just like that liberation. Maybe it's the jet lag and you're up a little later or something. Or the multiple coffees that I had or whatever. Probably the booze. But I just happened to meet the right person. And it's almost um like a what's it called, the Hillary Duff movie, like when she was in Italy, like it's just
Oh
like
my God. Oh my God.
Lizzie McGuire movie.
Yeah,
It's
the
just
Lizzie
kind of like
McGuire
you're
movie.
just like taken, you're on a what are those like the motorcycles that they have there? I forget what they're called.
The
The
mopeds, I think.
mopeds. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're on a moped, or you just met someone at a bar and then they're like, you know what? I'm gonna take you out tonight or at a hotel or whatever. You just don't know where the night's gonna take you. I mean, it's just so much fun. Those have been some of my best nights.
Noted.
Um
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I will keep you posted on my travel journey.
Please do. No, keep us all posted because
I
now
will.
peer pressure, positive peer pressure.
Gotcha. So Patrick, we talked about feelings, but now it's time to talk about French fries. So tell us, what is your favorite French fry, or where can we find your favorite French fry?
Location, they're pretty scattered around. Most places do a good job, but so I'm more of a sweet potato fry person, but if I do just get a regular fry, it's truffle fries.
Ooh,
Fantastic answer. Fantastic
I
answer.
love a good truffle fry.
I
But
do too.
if we wanna, have you been to Montreal?
No.
I have, yes.
Poutine.
Poutine.
Oh my gosh. Like
Where?
there's a specific place.
Oh my God.
Um Hopefully I don't get logged out of the Zoom because I'm gonna see if I can find it on my Google Maps. I don't know if you guys do that thing where you put the green flags on your Google Maps as for places that you want to go, and then when you go there and you like it, you do the this is one of my favorite places.
Nope, but I think I need to start doing that.
It's anytime a friend says, "Oh, you should go here," I always like put as a want to go, because if I happen to be in that area and I'm with my friends, we're all feeling a little bit indecisive. We all have those moments. I can say, "Oh, there's this place right here."
Well, I don't think I had poutine in Montreal, but I did go to Toronto a few years ago. And if you're ever in Toronto, please go to the Loose Moose. Um, it's by Union Station. The best poutine I've had in my life.
Ooh,
It is delightful.
you said the loose goose.
The Loose Moose,
Moose.
but can
Okay.
also be the Loose Goose.
I was like, I feel like I'm screwing up that name, and it's gonna sound a bit sus, but I'm happy that I got that part right. But loose moose, I'm writing it down. So the place in Montreal, it's this like diner. There's usually like a line around, but they move people in and out pretty quickly. It's called La Banquise. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. It's probably La Banquise, but it's so good. I got the one with the hot dogs in it because I'm Ecuadorian, and one thing that we have that I love are salchipapas,
Ooh,
hot
yes.
Yes,
dogs and
love me a good
fries.
salchipapa.
Yeah, so this is like hot dogs and fries, and then they have like the cheese on it, and then they put a little gravy. It is decadent, but it is so worth it, especially with their cold climate.
Mm.
Noted. Well, Canada, call me girl too. Hit my line. I'm ready. Patrick's ready. Natasha's ready. We are ready for poutine. But Patrick, thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you as a guest on French Fries and Feelings, and I will hopefully follow in your footsteps and travel the world alone or maybe just one place, but I'll keep you all posted.